This is DD India and you're watching Express News, a program where we bring you top 100 news of the day. I'm Tanvi Taneja. Let's begin. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi, along with other parliamentarians, paid tributes to Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose on his birth anniversary on Thursday at the Central Hall of Samvidhan Sadan in the national capital. On the occasion, Prime Minister Modi held a special interaction with school students present there. The Indian Prime Minister noted that Netaji's contribution to India's freedom movement was unparalleled and he epitomized courage and grit. India's President Draupadi Murmu on Thursday paid floral tributes to Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose on his birth anniversary observed as Parakram Divas. India on Thursday commemorates the birth anniversary of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, a revolutionary leader whose relentless struggle against British colonial rule made him a symbol of bravery and nationalism. Indian National Centre for Ocean Information Services, Hyderabad, has been selected for Subhash Chandra Bose Disaster Management Award 2025 for their invaluable contribution and selfless service in the field of disaster management. As India gears up to celebrate its 76th Republic Day on January 26th, a full dress rehearsal for the upcoming Republic Day celebrations took place today from Vijay Chowk to the Red Fort. For the first time, a 350-member contingent from Indonesia, comprising a marching band and a parade unit, will join the Indian Armed Forces to mark this historic occasion. Adding to the pageantry are 31 vibrant tableaus from states, union territories and central ministries, all weaving the theme of Swarnim Bharat, Virasat aur Vikas, or Golden India, through parade on the Kartavya Path. A breathtaking flypast featuring 47 aircraft as jets soar in formation and helicopters paint the sky. The parade will end with balloons rising high, emblazoned with the logo celebrating 75 years of Indian Constitution. The train incident in Jalgaon district of Indian state of Maharashtra has killed at least 12. On Wednesday, some passengers of Pushpak Express got off the train after a false alarm was raised and were run over by another train coming from the opposite direction of the adjacent track. India's President Draupadi Murmu and Prime Minister Narendra Modi, along with Railway Minister Ashwini Vaishnav, has expressed deep grief over the incident. Maharashtra Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis announced 5 lakh rupees ex gratia for the next of the kin of deceased. Ahead of the National Voters' Day on January 25th, the Election Commission of India convened the International Conference on Global Election Year 2025 in New Delhi on Thursday. Representatives from 13 election management bodies and international organizations are taking part in the 2-day event. The run-up to the Delhi Assembly elections, scheduled to be held on February 5th, has seen political parties leaving no stone unturned to woo the voters and gain a leg up against their rivals. Police, along with the Army and CRPF, busted a terrorist hideout in Avantipora in India's Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir and recovered ammunition and explosives. A border coordination meeting was held between India's Border Security Force and Border Guard Bangladesh on Wednesday to ensure peace and cooperation along the Indo-Bangladesh border. The Indian Army conducted a flood relief exercise in Guwahati, Assam, to bolster its preparedness for providing assistance during times of natural calamities, particularly floods, which are common in the region. In view of the mysterious illness in Jammu and Kashmir's Rajouri area, the village has been declared a containment zone and the affected families' homes have been sealed. A few patients have been brought to the Government Medical College for treatment. International Commercial Organic Millets Mela 2025 is being organized by the Department of Culture from January 23rd to 25th at the Palace Grounds in the South Indian state of Karnataka. Air India expressed to be the first airline to operate from 2 airports in Delhi NCR as it launches its flights to Bengaluru, Goa and Kolkata from Hindon on March 1st, 2025. India's Employees Provident Fund organization, EPFO, has reported a significant surge in new memberships with 14.63 lakh members added in November 2024. This represents a 4.88% growth year-on-year. The Bharat Mobility Global Expo 2025, a grand celebration of innovation and sustainability in the automotive sector, wrapped up after 5 dynamic days. The event attracted record-breaking attendance and showcased the future of mobility in India. India's toy industry has expanded to over 100 countries, with exports soaring by 239% from 2014-15 to 2022-23. The government initiatives like National Action Plan for Toys and quality controls have boosted manufacturing, reduced imports and promoted indigenous toys. Toy imports in India saw a 52% decline as government efforts have helped create a more favorable manufacturing ecosystem for the Indian toy industry. In response to differential pricing based on the different models of mobiles, Department of Consumer Affairs has issued notices to major cab aggregators seeking their responses. Albanian Prime Minister Edi Rama, who in December announced a year-long ban on TikTok, said that he held open and constructive talks with the social media platform this week. After discussions with one of TikTok's top officials in Europe, Albanian Prime Minister suggested a change of policy was possible. The blocking came less than a month after a 14-year-old student was killed and another injured in a fight near a school in Tirana. South Sudan ordered internet providers to block social media platforms, including Facebook and TikTok, after clashes in Sudan had killed 29 South Sudanese. At the annual meeting World Economic Forum in Switzerland, Davos, Syria's Foreign Minister Asad al-Shaibani said that the Syrian people shouldn't be punished for sanctions imposed during the rule of ousted President Bashar al-Assad. Moldova's Prime Minister Dorin Rikin accused Russia of trying to create instability in Moldova and that the international community is ready to offer gas to end the energy crisis in Transnistria. At the World Economic Forum, Indian ministers, chief ministers and other state ministers spoke in one voice to promote India's growth story at Davos. The India Pavilion features 8 states. India's I&B Minister Ashwini Vaishnav represented India's vision at the event, and Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister N. Chandrababu Naidu lauded Prime Minister Modi's leadership. Maharashtra has signed a total of 54 MOUs worth $184.7 billion, equivalent to 15.7 lakh crore rupees investment in just 2 days, led by Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis. Wrapping up his 4 days visit to Washington, D.C., India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar said that both countries are building on the bilateral relations on the basis of foundations laid in the past during Trump 1 tenure. While interacting with media in the USA capital, India's External Affairs Minister also said that India has always been against illegal migration but encourages legal movement of people. Speaking on the resumption of trade with Pakistan, External Affairs Minister Jaishankar said that it was Pakistan that instead stopped the trade with India. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar met Senator Mark Warner, who is the co-chair of the US Senate India caucus. Two leaders discussed ways to further strengthen the bilateral partnership. Donald Trump, in his first interview since taking the oath as US President for the second time, criticized the federal government's Emergency Response Agency, FEMA, saying all it does is complicate everything. The Republican-led US Congress gave final approval to the Immigrant Detention Bill on Wednesday. The bill will be the first legislation to be signed by Donald Trump in his second tenure as US President. Just 2 days after President Donald Trump signed an executive order on immigration, White House said that the US military will send 1,500 additional active duty troops to the border with Mexico. Hundreds of migrants now queued outside the government offices in northern Mexico with an aim to seek asylum in North American nation. US Secretary of State Marco Rubio spoke with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on Wednesday to reiterate Washington's support for its ally and discussed Iran and Israeli hostages in Gaza. In the United States, a teenager fatally shot a 16-year-old and wounded another before killing himself at a Nashville high school. The 17-year-old shooter opened fire at the cafeteria at the Antioch High School. Fire destroyed 30 houses in Isla Puting Bato in Philippines' capital Manila early Thursday morning and left around 300 people homeless. More than 50 fire trucks and 2 fireboats responded to the incident. Colombian President Gustavo Petro arrived in Haiti's southeastern city of Jacmel on Wednesday and met with top Haitian government officials, including Leslie Voltaire, to strengthen bilateral ties. Colombia's Attorney General's office on Wednesday reissued arrest warrants for leaders of the National Liberation Army rebels who had been participating in peace talks as forced displacement caused by ELN attacks rose to 32,000 people. UN Chief Antonio Guterres warned in a report on Wednesday that Haiti's capital could become overrun by criminal gangs if the international community does not step up aid to the UN-backed security mission there. The Venezuelan government began its first military and police exercise of the year with the aim of ensuring order and peace in the country, with 150,000 military and police officers participating in exercises. South Korea's impeached President Yoon Suk-yeol appeared before the Constitutional Court for the 4th impeachment hearing on Thursday. This is his second appearance before the court. South Korea's anti-corruption agency that is leading a criminal investigation into impeached President Yoon Suk-yeol's short-lived attempt to declare martial law said on Thursday that it will transfer the case to the prosecutor's office for an indictment. We are heading for a short break here on DD India. We'll be back with Express News in just a bit. Stay tuned. Welcome back. You're watching Express News on DD India. Let's resume. New explosive wildfire erupts near Los Angeles, fueled by strong winds and dry brush. The fire has spread rapidly to over 9,400 acres. The new wildfire in Los Angeles has forced mandatory evacuation orders for over 31,000 people, as a result of which red flag warning. Some 1,100 firefighters were deployed around Southern California in anticipation of the fast-moving fires. The historic winter storm brought rare snowfall and freezing temperatures to the southern U.S. on Wednesday. Officials warned of frostbite and hypothermia due to extremely harsh weather. Extreme cold was also threatening states in the plains and the upper Midwest. Weather officials have predicted dangerously cold temperatures and wind chills across southern areas till Thursday, with widespread frost lasting through the weekend. Frigid temperatures affect eastern two-thirds of the U.S. Several schools, government offices, besides highways were shut down due to snow and ice. Flight services were also badly affected. Severe cold wave is set to return to North India as Indian weather officials predicted rainfall in 8 states. Rains are expected in Delhi, Punjab, Uttar Pradesh, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Haryana, Rajasthan and Jammu and Kashmir till next week. In New Delhi, at least 28 train services were affected due to the foggy weather on Thursday. Several flights were also delayed due to the morning fog. The air quality index was logged at 262 at 8 in the morning. India's Prayagraj city, where Mahakumbh is being held, also witnessed dense fog this morning. Thousands of people gathered at the ghats of Sangam to take holy dip at the Triveni, a sacred confluence of three rivers, Ganga, Yamuna and Saraswati. Some parts of West Bengal and Odisha also witnessed dense fog on Thursday. In West Bengal, Saintia Junction railway station and parts of North 24 Parganas were blanketed with thick fog. Death toll rises to 19 following flash floods, landslides in Indonesia's central Java. Hundreds of rescue workers are searching through the mud and debris left by the landslide. Heavy machinery was deployed to clear road access for search teams. Around 200 rescue personnel have been sent to help the rescue effort in Indonesia's Java. An earthquake of magnitude 5.9 struck off the central Philippines on Thursday. As per United States Geological Survey, the earthquake had a depth of 25 kilometers off the town of San Francisco in southern Leyte province. According to officials, no casualties were reported due to the earthquake in central Philippines. However, huge cracks were observed on the walls of buildings and houses. Summer is at its peak in Brazil's Rio de Janeiro. Residents flocked the iconic Ipanema beach to escape the scorching heat wave gripping the city. The government of Sarajevo Canton, one of 10 cantons in Bosnia's federation entity, declared as alert over hazardous air pollution. The city's air quality index hit 320 according to the IQ Air data. As per the IQ Air portal, Sarajevo on Wednesday had 47 times more polluted air than the WHO's threshold. It was followed by Dhaka with an air quality index of 261. On the 11th day of Mahakumbh, Prayagraj continues to welcome millions of devotees at Triveni Sangam. The number of devotees who have taken the holy dip has crossed the 100 million mark, and the figures are expected to climb further. The young generation was also seen enjoying the festival of Mahakumbh as they immersed themselves in the evolving concept of spirituality and divinity. India's popular sand artist Sudarshan Patnaik paid tribute to Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose through his sand art on his birth anniversary. Sudarshan created a breathtaking sand sculpture at Puri Beach, Odisha. He said his creation was a tribute to Netaji's undying patriotism in India's freedom struggle. Animals at the Rio de Janeiro Zoo receive frozen treats to cope with the heat wave in Brazil as summer temperatures exceed 40 degrees Celsius these last days. Frozen treats made from a variety of fruits, vegetables and other ingredients suited to each species' dietary needs have become a popular part of the zoo's strategy. A Belgian zoo recently welcomed a heartwarming addition to its animal family with the unveiling of a baby white rhino. White rhinos are listed as near threatened by the International Union for Conservation of Nature. The birth of the baby rhino is seen as a hopeful sign for the species as it contributes to the global efforts to preserve them. A charming giant panda cub was treated to a special afternoon tea in South China's Guangzhou. Caretakers prepared an array of festive treats and decorations just for the cub. Born at the Chimlong Safari Park last June, the young cub's official name is yet to be announced. She has been nicknamed Mia Zhu, meaning cute little girl in the local Cantonese dialect. Chinese people held grand celebrations for the traditional Little New Year with festivities blending centuries-old traditions with modern elements. The Spring Festival market was decorated with colorful lights. Visitors were seen enjoying the Ningde Huotong lion dance. The Galkanish National Equestrian Games group performed at the International Circus Festival in Monte Carlo, winning the Gold Award and special prizes. The performance captivated the audience with its spectacularity and the skill of the artists and the magnificence of the Akal Teke horses. Vietnam promotes Mother Goddess worship globally. At the start of each lunar year, Vietnamese people participate in trance ceremonies highlighting its significance in modern Vietnam's spiritual life. This tradition was recently showcased in the Spring Journey with Ambassadors 2025 program. An artist explored the intersection of AI, robotics and human biofeedback in creative process at the World Economic Forum. The project delves into the future of traditional art forms like mark making, raising questions about how technology will influence human creativity. More than 19,000 young robot enthusiasts from across the world gathered at the 6-day World Robot Contest Finals 2024 in China. The contest had more than 20 major events, 50 minor events and 100 competition groups event. On to entertainment news now. Director David Leitch, known for his work on John Wick and The Fall Guy, is reportedly in negotiations to direct Ocean's 14, a sequel to the 2007 hit Ocean's 13. The film is set to bring back the iconic crew of criminals led by Danny Ocean. Ben Affleck is back on the big screen in the highly anticipated sequel to his 2016 hit action film The Accountant. Amazon MGM Studios unveiled the first look at The Accountant 2, bringing Affleck back in the lead role alongside John Bernthal. The Accountant 2 will premiere at the SXSW Film Festival on March 8th before hitting theatres on April 25th. However, not all characters from the first film will be returning, with Anna Kendrick, Jeffrey Tambor, Jean Smart and John Lithgow not reprising their roles. Indian actor Bobby Deol starrer Daku Maharaj's Hindi trailer is out. After a smashing run in the Telugu version, the dubbed Hindi version of the film will release on 24th of January 2025. We're heading for a short break here in Express News. We'll be back in just a bit. Don't go anywhere.
Complex issues, hidden agendas, twists and turns, strategic games. We think all dots are linked. We just need to connect them. Join me every week as I connect.
Sikkim is not a destination, it's a journey. Into spirituality, into untouched nature, into abundance. A lesson in compassion,
Welcome back. You're watching Express News. Let's resume. In sporting action, India secured a convincing 7-wicket win over England in the first of the 5-match T20 series on Wednesday. Varun Chakravarti captured 3 wickets and opener Abhishek Sharma scored a blistering half-century to power India to a dominating win. Arshdeep Singh became India's highest wicket taker in T20 internationals during the match against England. He surpassed Yuzvendra Chahal's record of 96 wickets in the format. Rohit Sharma's poor form with the bat continued as he was dismissed for just 3 runs on the opening day of the Ranji Trophy match against Jammu and Kashmir at Mumbai on Thursday. Spinner Siddharth Desai recorded the best spell by a Gujarat bowler in first-class cricket by taking 9 wickets against Uttarakhand in the Ranji Trophy. The 5th edition of the Khelo India Winter Games has kicked off in style at the Union Territory of Ladakh on Thursday. In the Women's Hockey India League, Bengal Tigers defeated hapless Delhi SG Pipers 2-0 at the Birsa Munda Stadium in Rourkela. Sudma Hockey Club defeated Delhi SG Pipers by a narrow 2-1 margin in the Men's Hockey India League match in Ranchi on Wednesday. World champion D. Gukesh defeated Vincent Keimer of Germany, bringing his score to 3.5 points at the end of the 5th round of the Tata Steel Chess Tournament. Two-time Olympic medalist PV Sindhu and Paris Olympics semi-finalist Lakshya Sen will lead a 14-member Indian team at the Badminton Asia Mixed Team Championships. Champions League holder Real Madrid got back on track in Europe with a 5-1 victory over Salzburg to ensure that it will not be eliminated at the first hurdle. Paris Saint-Germain stunned Manchester City 4-2 in the Champions League on Wednesday, leaving the English club on the brink of elimination. Feyenoord secured a 3-0 upset win over Bundesliga giants Bayern Munich in the Champions League on Wednesday. In the Australian Open semi-finals, Novak Djokovic will face Alexander Zverev, while world number 1 Yannick Sinner will take on Ben Shelton on Friday. A first-half goal by Rafael Leo helped AC Milan to a 1-0 home win against Girona in the Champions League on Wednesday. So with that, we come to the end of this edition of Express News. Thanks for tuning in. Namaskar.